Hey, what is up guys? So we are going to be taking a look at a bunch of leaked cards as well as talk about the new Amorphage cards. And I think this archetype is looking really strong already. But let's go ahead and check it out. So first off, we got a monster. It's a Amorphage Iridium. It's got a pendulum scale of 5, level 8, 2750 attack. Its pendulum effect is, during each of your standby phases, destroy this card unless you tribute one monster. This pendulum effect is going to be on all of them as of right now, as far as I know. This effect, so we're not going to really cover this effect over and over, but the other effect is that while you control a Amorphage monster, any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead, except for Amorphage cards. So that's its pendulum effect. Its monster effect is that neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck except for Amorphage monsters. Bam! Already just looking at this one card, you already know that this archetype is going to be amazing. When it's like, oh, you know, let's put a D-Fissure and let's go ahead and basically Vanity's Emptiness unless, you know, your opponent is playing the same deck. This can shut down so many decks just right off the bat. So like I said, this effect is inherent on all of them. The pendulum effect, that during each of your standby phases you have to destroy this card unless you tribute a monster, but it's pendulum, so you're going to get a bunch of monsters anyways. And they all actually have this effect too. All of them have the same monster effect, again, as of right now. That could change in the future. That basically, if they're not playing Amorphages, they can't special summon. Pretty good stuff. All from the extra deck, that is. But pretty much everything is going to be using the extra deck, especially when we're going to the pendulum era of the game. Next up, we have the Amorphage Cavum over here. He's only got 0 attack. He's only at 0, but it's got 2050 defense. So again, it has the same pendulum effect during each of your standby phase. You got tribute a monster, and then its other pendulum effect is while you control a Amorphage monster, neither player can chain cards or effects. Wow, automatically shuts down a lot of other decks as well, especially decks that need to rely off of like, oh, chain this or, you know, negate all that other good stuff. But again, they all have the same effect. If it was pendulum summon or flip face up, neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck except for their Amorphage monsters. Next up, we have Olga over here. Olga is 1654 attack. It's got 0 defense, pendulum scale of 3. Its effect is that while you control an Amorphage monster, neither player can tribute monsters except for Amorphage monsters. Bam! You shut down Monarchs right here, and that first card over here, the Iridium, you've already shut down a lot of decks that involve the extra deck. I mean, Synchros, XYZ decks, it means Pendulum decks. You've basically shut down a lot of mechanics in the game with just those few cards. This is just a tip of the iceberg. I don't know what else we're going to get in this archetype. And if you didn't make it already strong enough, we got a Searcher over here. So here's the Amorphage Infection. So it's a continuous spell card that says you can only use the second effect of it once per turn. The first effect is that all Amorphage monsters on the field gain 100 attack and 100 defense for each Amorphage card on the field. So that can obviously include itself. And I'm pretty sure that would count in the Pendulum Zone as well. So you're looking at least like a little 300 boost just from like the Pendulum scale plus this card. Its second effect is if a monster in your hand or on your side of the field is tributed by battle or destroyed by card effect, you can add a Amorphage card from your deck to your hand. Wow. Infinite resources much? Like this is pretty crazy over here. It looks like these are, I think it's called cordyceps. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like nature, but that's what I want to say that these are. It's like little like bugs that are like actually controlling like these animals. That's looking like what is. You can see it's like some type of crystal over here. I think that's what it's called, cordyceps. But nonetheless, it's coming out in the new set. We don't know much information about it other than we have this picture that's kind of low quality. But Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is the cover card. I don't know what this card does. If any of you guys know the anime effect, I'm sure it has like an absurd anime effect or a manga effect. But once it comes out in the game, it might have the same effect. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has gotten absolutely crazy. This archetype is looking really strong, but let's go ahead and check out some other cards because I think that they are definitely worthy of mentioning. So, the first card is the Infernal Curse of Dragon. So it's level 5 Dark Dragon with 2000 attack. And if this card is no more special summon, you can target one field spell on the card on the field and destroy it. Then second effect is once per turn you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion material, including this card. Interesting card. I think it has to do with like some Gaia support. So I think it's I want to say it's just more support coming out for Gaia. That's what I think it is, but you guys can let me know in the comment section below. I know Curse of Dragon was like a card. I want to say Yugi used it, but anyways, it might just be an announcement that they are going to be supporting that archetype. Pretty cool stuff. But the main card that I really want to talk about, in addition to the card that we just covered and that archetype, is Left Arm Offering. It's a normal spell card that says you cannot set spell trap cards during the turn you activate this card. If you have 2 or more cards in your hand other than this card, banish your entire hand, add 1 spell card from your deck to your hand, And I was thinking, well, there's that one card where you're able to, if you have like a certain amount of, like, if you have like no cards in your hand, you could like draw twice per turn, you could activate that. As long as your opponent doesn't MST it, you can maybe gain some extra advantage. I don't remember that card's full text. I thought you had to get rid of like 5 cards in your hand or something like that. It was a pretty strong condition. I don't remember what the card was called, but I feel like this card, it has a little bit of potential here. Like, what would you guys use this in? Because this card is super game breaking. I'm wondering if we can like Diamond Dude this thing. Like, can we just like, you know, just add? Can we? Because I know Diamond Dude, like sometimes with like cards like D-Draw, you don't have to get rid of the monster, you just get to just draw 2. It's like Potted Greed. So I'm wondering, how can we abuse this card, guys? The Left Arm Offering. I feel like this card, it's got some game-breaking potential mechanics. I just, like I said, I don't know which card it is, but I know that there was a card where it's like, it's either if you have like no cards in your hand, or like you have to discard 5 cards, like something Guided Treasure or something like that. It's some continuous one. It got, I want to say it was like in like Legendary Yu-Gi or something like that. But you can like draw 2 cards every turn. It has some like hefty cost, but I'm thinking like maybe we can use this with that. I don't remember the exact card. Let me know in the comment section below, as well as what is this related to. I just thought it was kind of cool. It looks cool, and it kind of looked like Cypher the Sky Dragon. I don't know, this mini Cypher over here, but I'm thinking this Amorphage archetype is looking really strong, guys. Let me know what you think of the Amorphages, as well as how can we abuse this card. This is really what I want to do. I want to test this out on Salvation server and see what kind of broken game mechanic we could try to mess around with. But already looking pretty strong. The new archetype, like I said, it shut down Pendulum, XYZ's Synchro decks, and then it also shuts down like Monarchs. Like, what more can you ask for? Can it just shut down the game? Like, your opponent, if they had a card where it's like your opponent can't activate any spells or traps, although you have this one where it's like they can't chain to anything, that's pretty strong already. But anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. It's been your boy Will Smith, signing out.